Once again this year, as we know, on Yom Kippur, we won't be together in shul. We won't be able to recite Yizkor as a community in our place of worship. But we know that Yizkor doesn't need to be recited in shul. So this year, when you're at home, take a moment in your day, in your tefillot, in your prayers. And for those who have to recite Yizkor, remember, reflect, talk to Hashem, talk to your loved one. I'd like to share the following story. There's a young boy who was born, his name was Michael Levy. He was born blind, and he was born to a loving and caring parents and family. Now, as Michael grew up and he was now in his early school years, a lot of his friends would walk to school on their own. And Michael said to his parents, he said, Mom, Dad, please, let me walk to school on my own. But of course his parents were worried, they were scared. They said, Michael, you might trip, you might fall. And so every day they would accompany Michael to school. As Michael was now, when he was 12 or 13 years old, his parents said, you know what, Michael, over the next few months, we're going to help you and train you that you can go to school on your own. Michael was elated. He was so excited. He said, this is the best news. And of course, over the next few months, he trained himself with the help of his parents to know how to get around every corner, to know where different things were, different steps were. And the day eventually arrived. Michael was ready to go to school, all by himself. So he makes his way to school, and of course he's using all the skills and all the lessons he had learned previously to know exactly how to navigate his way to school. And he arrives at school, he hears the other boys arriving, and he makes his way to the front gate, and of course he hears the principal there, and he shouts at the top of his lungs, "Good morning, Mr. Headmaster." And the principal reciprocated and said, "Good morning, Michael, lovely to see you." And then moments later he hears the principal say, "Good morning," to Michael's mum. And of course Michael understood that his mother had followed him all the way along. And why do I tell you this story? Over Yom Kippur, we say numerous times the special tefillah, the special prayer called the 13 attributes of mercy. Hashem, Hashem kel rachum v'chanun. We are told when the Jewish people sinned with the golden calf, Hashem was upset, Hashem was angry. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses pleaded with Hashem, "Please forgive my people." And as we know that Hashem reciprocates after such a heartfelt and compassionate request for the Jewish people, Hashem responds with these 13 attributes of mercy and says, "I want my people to behave with this mercy as well." But the Talmud tells us something fascinating. It says when Hashem gave over these 13 attributes of mercy, it says Hashem in a sense was surrounded by a talit. He was almost hidden inside the talit. And Moshe could not see him. And the obvious question is why? Why did Hashem have to hide himself in a talit? What was the Talmud trying to teach us? And herein lies, I think, a very important and very profound message when it comes to Yizkor, when it comes to our loved ones, and of course when it comes to our connection with Hashem. You know, in this world there are things which happen which we don't understand. They are beyond our wisdom. They are beyond our comprehension. In fact, we struggle at times to think, how could there be a God when such things happen? There are other times where we see the hand of God. We feel the hand of Hashem. When a new baby is born, when there's a great simcha, when there's a miracle perhaps, we say, "Oh, Hashem is here, I feel Hashem." But then, as I said, there are times where we don't understand. When a loved one is ripped from us, we feel, where is God? Where is Hashem? But Hashem tells us, although you don't see me, I'm there behind the talis. I'm there with you all the time. Yes, you may not always see me. You may not always feel my presence. But Hashem tells Moshe, I'm behind the talis. That's me. And of course, in this world, there's not going to always be times where we understand. There's things that happen to us as a community, as individuals, where we don't always understand why Hashem did things. And so Yizkor right now, Yizkor is a time to remember our loved ones and to say to ourselves, you know what? My dear father, my dear mother, or whatever other loved one you're talking to today, I know that you're with me. I know that right now it feels like there's this barrier between us. But just like Hashem was surrounded by the talis, and Moshe knew that Hashem was there behind the talis, our loved ones too are behind the talis today as well. And my message to the community, and of course to my own loved ones, it's tough. This year is the first year where I'm going to be saying Yizkor for my father and my mother. And just like I can picture Hashem in a sense behind that talis, today I want to picture my parents and my loved ones. Yes, I feel like sometimes I don't feel you, I don't sense you. But just like Michael knew when he was walking to school, he felt like he was all on his own. But when he turned around, he heard the principal saying good morning to his mother. And he himself says later on that he knew that wherever he was going, even though at times he didn't know for sure whether his mother was there, and of course he couldn't see her, he knew he was there, she was there, protecting him, looking after him. And so may your loved ones, may their memory always be for blessing. May you always feel their presence. May you always recognize that whilst we can't see them, whilst yes, sometimes it feels like they are behind that talit, they are there with us, guiding us, blessing us, accompanying us. And may we also feel that with God as well. May Hashem always feel like He's in our presence. And right now in Yom Kippur, it's our time, it's our journey to bring God into our lives. As I said, may all our loved ones' memory be for a blessing. May our community have blessing. May we have peace and only have simchas going forward.